Darren, you started a conversation by saying, you put your hand up, you said, I'd like to think that I'm normal, right? That's what you said. And then we got to the stage, and then don't worry, by the way, Darren, what's going on with you is going on with loads of people here, and it is absolutely bonkers, right? You're just not aware of it. So now, you then got to the stage of saying, I come across as normal, yeah? You then said, well, it's not good to be weird. Where did you learn that idea from? You weren't born with it, were you? You weren't born with that idea, were you? Were you born with it? Go on.
It really depends on your definition. If there's someone who's seen as eccentric...
Hold on. Now he's saying, it depends on my definitions, but you're the one that said it. You're the one that said the words, not me. I mean, obviously I repeated it. But you're the one that said the words, it's not good to be weird. That came from your mouth. Now you tell me what you mean by that.
But you're the one who asked the question, so I'm asking for your definition so I can give you an appropriate
I'm the one that asked the question, right? Which question do you want me to define?
Okay, you said, you asked, am I weird and is it good to be weird?
Yes.
So obviously I need your definition of weird.
No. That's not what happened. My memory serves me correctly, which often it doesn't, is that once I said to you, once you said to me that you're trying to get other people to think you're normal, because you're worried about what other people think about you, which is frankly, sorry to have to say this, none of your, and I'd use the F word now if I wasn't in public, it's none of your business what other people think about you, it's their problem. If they don't think nice things about you, that's their problem, because that means that they're walking around thinking bad things about people. That's not very nice, is it? I'd rather walk around thinking, wow, what a bunch of amazing human beings. That's the exception of this man over here. I'm just picking on you. Sorry, so do you see what I'm saying, right? So now you told me that it's not, at that stage, you told me it's not good to be weird, is it? That came from you. You started the whole concept of weird. And I'm asking you a question which is quite simple. If you weren't born with that idea, where did that idea come from, with all your definitions?
Okay, can I explain that? If I'm at work and everybody thinks I'm weird, that probably means I'm going to lose my job, yeah? Because obviously you have to work in an environment where people understand each other. So in some respects, how you come across is important, but in other ways, I think but in other ways, obviously, I think that I'm an individual thinker. I don't think...
I'm just going to repeat a little bit, because I think they'd like to hear. I mean, you could speak to yourself through the megaphone if you want, so it's really not a big deal. Don't forget, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. That's not your business. That's their problem. So if you don't come over well, it doesn't matter, right? Because I've been doing this for years. Obviously, there are going to be some people that walk past. They're going to think, what a complete arsehole, right? Like this. That's what he's probably thinking right now. That man there. That's the type of thing he would think, right? Okay. So that's going to be happening all the time, right? If I let that affect me, then I can't be free. So it doesn't matter what people think about you. So would you like to use the microphone and tell everyone what you were saying? Great, thank you. Big round of applause. You don't have to stand up there.
Okay, so what I said was that what people think of you matters in terms of where you're working and things like that, because you can lose your job, and there are situations where people have to think of you in a good way, but at the same time it's good to be an individual thinker. So it just depends on your definition of weird. Are we talking of a unique way of thinking, or are we talking about people thinking that you're eccentric and that you don't behave in a good way? So it just depends on your definition of weird.
A very good evasion of the question, I must say. It was excellent. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you said, it just didn't really respond to my question. My question was quite simple. You weren't, I'm guessing you were not born with that because it's words. You weren't born with any words in your mind, okay? Somebody introduced those words into your head. Where did you learn that, and when do you think you learned that?
No, it's my own thinking.
You think it's your own thinking, do you? Really? I'll tell you what, let's take a little vote, okay? Let's take a little vote and see what people think, right? Let's see if people think. If you think that he made that up himself, yeah? Just he thought that himself. If you think he thought that himself, just raise your hand. Okay, another deluded one. Sorry, I wasn't. And those people who think maybe he got that idea from somewhere else, like his environment, his school, his parents, pop your hand up. Yeah? Clearly the rest of you don't really give a damn. Or you're too cool to put your hand up. You won't be manipulated, of course you won't. Why you're here in the first place.
It's hardwired into our brains.
So I'm suggesting that came from somewhere. I've got children. You got children? Yeah. How old are they?
2 years and 1 year.
2 years and 1 day. You just wait till right now they don't mind being weird. They just do whatever they do. Right? They don't care. Well, you wait till they go to school and they're 5 and they're 6 and then they're going to start saying, I don't want to be weird. Where did they get that idea from?
Peer pressure.
Yeah, and where did that idea come from? What's going on? Why is that idea a little bit weird? Isn't it? Isn't that idea itself a bit weird? That we're trying to make people the same as other people?
It's like the kids doing that to each other.
Yes, but they're doing it in an environment that's supported in that environment.
But that's because they don't know any better. Kids. That's just
Oh, that's what you think, do you? You think they don't know any better because they're kids? Really? Oh, I assure you that if they lived in a different society where people didn't do that, where if they lived in a community where people were just really different, right? Some may be dressed in suits, some dressed in like clowns' outfits, and some dressed in period costumes. Some knows, I don't know, yeah? If they lived where some people were bankers and some people were, I don't know, some people had a proper job. Okay, so now, hold on a second. Every so often we get the question, what is your point? Okay?
Look, it's hardwired into
It's difficult to explain what my point is, but one of my points is to get people to question their own questions. See what I'm saying?
It's hardwired into our brains.
It's a never-ending circle, that's right, it's not for you, is it? It's called paradox. Stick to black and white. Okay.
Do your own self know yet, but older people know.
Oh, he was nearly tempted to come back, but it's not for him. What exactly are you off to right now, sir? Is it something better than this? What are you going to be doing now? What's that? He's rocking a baby. Stealing a baby. Oh, you've got a baby? Oh, fair enough. I'll go back to your baby. Okay. So where were we? Oh yes, with you. That's right. So we're talking about weird. And you said, they're children. You know, that's how children are. And I said, not if they lived in a different type of place where people were allowed to be different to other people. Yeah? Don't you think?
No, because it's hardwired into our brains to want to be like us.
Really? You don't? Well, why don't you do this, right? Here's a little thing for you. Here's a little thing. If you don't believe me, you're going to send your kids to prison, aren't you? I mean school, sorry, did I say prison? You're going to send your kids to school, right? Yeah? Why?
so they can get educated.
Sorry, I can't stay any longer.
Sorry, sometimes people fight without realising. In a way, being funny without realising is my favourite. So I can see my love it. So, well done for that, it's great, you made me laugh. So you think that schools educate people, really? What do you mean by education then, please tell me?
You allow them to become doctors and nurses and engineers. So
you allow them to become doctors and nurses and engineers. This man's an engineer, by the way. Anything else?
That megaphone was made by an engineer.
That megaphone was made by an engineer. Proof of his philosophy. Okay, yes, megaphone was made by an engineer, and we're talking about the public prison system, otherwise known as school, where they teach people to be the same as each other, and they feed them loads and loads of information. By the time they come out, they don't really know anything useful whatsoever. One second, one at a time. I'm still talking to this man, but I will come back to you. It's a good question.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Shall we just live in caves and get rid of all the technology and...
Oh, we're getting that old chestnut. I love it. We're getting that old little chestnut, right? Now look, he said, just in case you didn't hear, oh, should we all go and live in caves then? Right, so this is what you're saying. You see, you're buying into the general narrative that all these people are bought into, which is, well, you know, it's either capitalism or whatever you call this, It's either gangster capitalism, as I call it, right? Basically, the system is being run by gangsters, right? They're proper gangsters, yeah? Now, what a gang, let me just explain to you. Obviously, probably some of you know. Do you know what a gangster is, sir? Yeah, you know what one is, don't you? You're not a gangster, are you? Come and tell us. Come and tell, are you a gangster? Oh, come and join us. That's good. That's good, that's good. It's exciting. I don't meet many gangsters in my life, other than my wife and my kids. They're pretty gangsterish. So come and join me up on the stage. Yes, I know, I'm a bit deluded. Okay. Come on, tell us what it's like. What are gangsters actually like? Hard-working people. But what happens if somebody in your gang doesn't do as good as you want them to do? What happens to them?
Can't say out loud.
You can't say out loud. Is it nice?
No.
Right. Do you think, is it nice that you're threatening and doing things that aren't nice? Is that nice?
Make people motivated.
It motivates people. Is any means justified by the ends? You know what I'm saying, yeah? In other words, in order to motivate people, what would you not do? You wouldn't kill them. You wouldn't kill them, okay, excellent. But you'd hurt them.
Not me personally.
Not you personally, of course, but you'd tell somebody else to. Yeah. So basically, you tell somebody else to hurt someone else in order to motivate them. Really? Don't you think there are some slightly less violent techniques you could use to motivate them?
It doesn't work.
You've tried it and it doesn't work. Well, I'll tell you what. You can get a lot of hints around here. Here's a little thing, right? What you do is when you go home, you learn neuro-linguistic programming. Have you heard of that? Okay, it's an alternative to gang behaviour, okay? What neuro-linguistic programming is, it's that you learn how language and symbols are used to motivate people. You get it? That's what they're doing around here. They're motivating you to buy crap that you don't need. Yeah, they don't do what you do. They don't threaten us with violence. They just say, here, come and have this stuff we don't need. We can motivate you into buying it somehow. We'll put a sexy lady on it, I don't know. Yeah, it works, right. So, there is an alternative for the violent methods of motivating people, would you agree? Okay, so now this, thank you very much, you've been brilliant. Thank you, a big round of applause for our gangster here today. I hope that was all caught on CCTV, by the way. Anyway. Now the thing is that the system is being run by people like that, and in fact they're even worse than people like that. Because at least you wouldn't kill people to motivate them, but they would. And they do, and they are. By feeding people, lovely, beautiful people like that, the stuff that she's got in there, probably. McDonald's are killing people. Do you understand? Do I need to explain it? You think that's funny? Ha ha ha. Oh, let's laugh. Let's laugh. McDonald's are killing people. Hooray. They're hurting people. They're making them obese and unhealthy on purpose, including children. Woohoo. That's funny. I mean, it is funny. I don't know who laughed at it, but it is funny in some way, but it's not. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean?